I am in my early 20s and do not have many male role models. I am trying to figure out what being a man means to me and how I can best achieve it. But I am struggling. What makes a man? How can I be a good man? What steps should I take on this journey? Story 1. It may seem foolish, but a real man moves on. Yes, you can cry. Yes, you can take a knee. Of course, you take time to heal. But at some point, you have to move on, even when it seems impossible. Story 2. Honoring your word, being of service to others, and constantly improving what you are able to do are a good start. Story 3. A good man is someone who shows up, is accountable, listens, speaks his mind, has ethics and morals, and is motivated. If not, then he is working to find inspiration. Anyone can be a man or woman. Be a good one. Story 4. You must be swift as a coursing river, with the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Story 5. Do not be disrespectful. Do not let others take advantage of you. Try to leave the world a better place than you found it. Story 6. A man controls his anger, not the other way around. He is calm and collected but decisive without being arrogant. He uses his strength to lift up other people. Story 7. You are a man. Whatever you are, do not try to make yourself more of anything manly. Instead, focus on becoming a better person. Also, whatever you do, do not take any advice from a woman on what makes a better man. If a man decided to tell a woman what makes a better woman, there would be strong reactions, as we have no right to do so. Story 8. Do not necessarily focus on being a good man, just a good person. You must decide what being a good person means to you. There is no specific quality that makes someone more or less of a man, but there are many people pretending. Story 9. Realize you are owed nothing, and no one is coming to save you. Take full responsibility for yourself and your situation. You are valued for what you can provide. Story 10. Having the correct male deoxyribonucleic acid and reaching adulthood are the only requirements to be a man. Being a good man requires additional work. Story 11. Find something you like doing. Find something that can make you money. If both are the same, it will be best. Be the kind of person who, if they cannot do good, at least does not harm others. Keep your eyes and ears open, mouth closed, brain always working. Take time to relax. Learn to be happy when you are alone, and you will never be lonely. Take care of your health and hygiene. Eat clean and get good sleep. Be polite to everyone without being a doormat. Learn to set and enforce boundaries. Be assertive in situations that require it, such as if you are in a position of leadership without being rude. Develop self-esteem without being egotistical. Be humble yet confident in yourself. This will come from doing things, improving at them, and understanding that you do not know everything in life. There is always someone better. Treat everyone like fellow human beings. Participate in your local community. If you do not have that mindset, you can still be social and help if someone asks, without overcommitting yourself. Understand that money is important in society, but it will not buy everything, especially not good character and peace of mind. It can pay the bills, but not a guilt-free and regret-free life. Story 12. Have a good work ethic. Show up to work when scheduled. Ask what needs to be done, and do not leave a task half-finished. Do not be afraid to show emotions with people you love. Real men cry. Story 13. What makes a man? When a boy reaches adulthood. How can I be a good man? What steps should I take in this journey? By being a good person. Be respectful. Be kind. Treat people fairly. Be supportive of others while also taking care of yourself. You do not need male role models. You need human role models. Learn from both men and women, the elderly and the young. Do not mimic others. Instead, discover what resonates with you and incorporate that into who you are, in your own way. Story 14. Talk like Matthew McConaughey in the first season of True Detective. Go around wincing artistically and hinting at a vast reservoir of pain inside you. Go to bars and stare into your beer like you are gazing at a spiral galaxy. Time is a flat circle. Keep moping until someone asks you what is wrong. Then scoff at them and say nothing and turn away. Then you will be a man, my son. Story 15, 1. Do not listen to our culture. It is problematic right now. Gain control of your impulses and your dopamine. No one can be a real man or woman if they are just trying to get the next dopamine hit. Exert yourself a lot. Physically, creatively, intellectually, romantically, parentally, whatever type of exertion suits you. Exertion is good. Lack of exertion is harmful. Direct your exertion toward the long-term well-being of both yourself and others. Put yourself through enough hardship to become resilient. Stay committed to living in objective reality rather than opting to live in a pleasant fantasy world. It is not okay to adopt ideologies that are factually incorrect but make you feel good. Story 16, irrelevant. Be yourself. Do not define yourself by your gender, age, nationality, or anything else. Find the causes, issues, ideals, and principles that matter to you. From these, derive your purpose. Consider what matters in the world and, from that, what matters to you. Manhood, womanhood, adulthood, these are irrelevant concepts. Value lies in your own creation. Edit. I did not realize you were transgender when I said this, but it is even more relevant. I am cisgender, but I understand that during your transition you may feel pressured to fit into what you idealize as societal roles for men. This is misguided and is why many men are deeply unhappy. Gender should never define you. It is simply an indicator to show others how you feel inside. The human mind does not define itself by gender. This is a post hoc classification. In summary, do not worry. Find what is important to you, what makes you happy, and move forward from there. Story 17. Stoicism is a good beacon to head for. It is a big part of what we do best with our genetic gifts. In my opinion, it is what we should be expected to provide for our partner who supplements with their gifts. Story 18. Do not promise the moon, but when you make a promise, deliver. Be kind. Consider other people. Bring back the grocery cart even if no one is watching. Do more than the bare minimum. Story 19. The fact that you are even asking this question already puts you ahead of many men. Real masculinity is not about dominance or perfection. It is about presence and consistency. A real man protects, provides, and leads without needing to control. Learn how to sit in discomfort without reacting, how to communicate without deflecting, and how to take care of yourself so you can eventually take care of someone else. Most of all, choose your purpose. Do not just exist. Build something. Stand for something. That is what makes a man. Story 20. Take this from a man who turns 29 in 3 weeks with debt and a divorce, who messed up his early 20s trying to get it all back and then some. 1. Take full responsibility for your life, your mistakes, your emotions, your happiness. No excuses. No victim mindset. No, I am the way I am and where I am because of what he, she, or childhood did to me. We cannot control what happens to us, but we can control what we do from this second onward. Make the hard choices and do the tough things now for a better future, or do what is easy now and have a harder future. 2. Forget love and romance for now until you are at your best physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Why? Because if you are unlucky, which most men are when choosing to chase love out of loneliness, as happened to me, you end up choosing the wrong woman who will be an energy vampire, draining your confidence, happiness, goals, and dreams. 3. Be a man with such confidence, self-respect, self-love, and self-control to always be willing to walk away from women, friends, family, and situations that do not align with your goals, values, and happiness in life. 4. Do what you say you are going to do, for yourself and for other people. Story 21. Masculinity, the essence of manhood, is a very complex concept, but I will try to distill it. A man is a pillar. A man is stable, he supports those around him. He is useful. A man's job is to keep things running. See a problem? Do not complain. Just fix it or alert whoever is responsible for fixing it. If someone dies, the wife and child cry, you help organize. Your time for grieving is later, once the dust settles. Financial difficulties arise, You put in more hours or find a new job. You get a side job. You get it done. That is the essence of being a man. You are the one everyone else looks to for handling problems. It is not fair and it is not easy, but someone has to do it. It may as well be you. Story 22. A secure man knows that being held accountable is an opportunity to grow and not an attack on self-worth. While masculinity is something you get to define for yourself, recognizing male privilege is the only way to begin being responsible with it. Story 23. This is what makes a person good, but it carries more weight with men. Your word is your bond. Your value is in the value you place in your word. If you say you will help, be there to help. If you cannot, let them know. If you do not know something or how to do it, be honest but aim to learn it. Lying degrades anyone's character, including white lies of bravado and machismo. Place higher value on being honest and true to your word than on your ego. Never stop learning, and never turn down an opportunity to teach and help someone if they genuinely show interest or need it. Be kind yet firm when needed. If you grow strong, help the weak grow as well. We are not meant to be strong in everything, we are human. Be humble enough to step back when you are not strong in an area to let someone better suited handle it. Keep your ego in check, but never stop growing in knowledge or kindness. Story 24. You wear tights and roam around the forest looking for fights. It does not matter if you look like sissies, you will just put out their lights. Story 25. Integrity and courage. It does not matter what path you have in life, but if you have those two characteristics, you are probably a man. Story 26. Manners. Bolts door. Mocketh. Bolts other door. Man hooks pint of Guinness with umbrella into someone's face. Story 27. A man is an adult human male. In the pursuit of manhood, many focus heavily on masculinity and overlook adulthood. An adult is the provider for the next generation. A man is ready to raise and guide children. This subject could be discussed at length, but this is a good place to start. Shift focus from masculinity to adulthood. Are you becoming a man who can raise the next generation? Feed them, house them, and teach them what they need to thrive. If you strive to be a strong and loving father, you will naturally become a man along the way. Story 28. I do not like putting a definition on such a term. You are a man. Do you want to be a better human being? That is another question. I would say as long as you try your best to become better even by a bit every day, you will do just fine. Story 29. Don't fixate on what it takes to be a good man. Just be good. Be mindful of other people's experiences, their likes, dislikes, and their needs. Be genuine and generous. Give without expecting anything in return within reason. Do not let people take advantage of you. You do not need to conform to any specific role model or whatever society tells you that you need to be as a man. Just be yourself, be kind to people, and try to have some empathy for the things others might be going through. That is all you really need to do. Just be a good person and you have nailed it. Story 30. I am 20 years older than you, and I still do not know for sure. My wife made a really nice Father's Day post yesterday, and my daughters all did too. I think I am doing well in the fatherhood department, and that feels pretty manly, I guess. Story 31. That's a real tough one, but here are a few. Hardworking, honesty, ethics, loyalty to friends, and respectful treatment of women. Story 32. It is not macho nonsense. It is taking care of your responsibilities, doing your job, accepting responsibility for your mistakes, supporting people weaker than you, treating women and elderly people with respect, being kind to children, and not abandoning your values when things get difficult, which they will. Doing the right thing will not always pay off in the short term, but in the long run, it tends to. Story 33. This is the beautiful part. You live your truth by following your passions and setting goals for yourself, whatever they may be. Level up your career, finances, physique, and skills. It's a constant climb. When you live your truth and do what you love, getting involved in your passions, that's where you will start to shine. Don't forget to uplift other men. There is no true manly nature. It's about being fully invested in yourself and in your element, where you find happiness. People will notice your confidence. The worst thing you can do is care about being an alpha or try to assert yourself over others. Real men don't have to. They just are because they are the best version of themselves. So follow your dreams, do what you're passionate about, and be kind to others. This is the way. I have a vision of who I want to be, and I ask, what kind of man is he? I slowly pick one or two things a week or month to work towards, and I always ask myself, how would he respond? Story 34. I think you could start from the idea that you are already a good man and go from there. Asking for help is a great start. Being open to new ideas is even better. For some of us, it has been a lifelong process to decide what being a man really means to us. You are on the right path. Story 35. Always do what you say you are going to do. If for some reason you cannot do what you say you are going to do, figure out a way to fix it and take responsibility. Story 36. A man is true to his words. If you say you are going to finish this work today, make sure you do it even if you work overtime. What you say should be followed, or people will not respect you. Story 37. It's not about being a good man. It's about being a good human being. There's no need to compare yourself to others. Just do the best you can in any situation. This is the most intelligent thing to do. When you try to fit into a preset norm, you don't function to the best of your ability and you will struggle. It's like you're a triangle trying to squeeze through a round-shaped hole. You may succeed eventually, but with a lot of effort and suffering. You will lose parts of yourself and spend your life being crippled. Just be a triangle doing things to the best of its ability. That makes a triangle good. That's how a triangle can truly do beneficial and worthwhile things. Don't torment yourself with how a man should behave. Be responsible, a good human being. Since you are a man, naturally you will also be a good man. Being like fluid is the ideal way to be. Water can easily pass through every hole. Being able to adapt in every situation you encounter saves you a lot of effort. Start by being a good triangle, and eventually you will see that sometimes it's easier to deal with a situation if you are a square. Don't be rigid and too set in your ways. Be flexible. Story 38. What makes a man? Is it the woman in his arms, just because she has large breasts? Or is it the way he fights every day? No, it's probably the breasts. Now you're a man. Orgasmo. Story 39. You know that tall, sturdy, unmovable wall that you cannot climb over? Be that wall, no matter which strong winds come your way. Story 40. What makes a man? Is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you have, to fight to the top. So we can know your story. Story 41. Grunt when you stand up after sitting for more than 5 minutes, even if you are not sore. Spend 3 minutes actually popping and the remaining 12 minutes in a state of peaceful tranquility, just browsing the internet. These are just some examples, but I think you get the idea. Story 42. If you are inclined to think in terms of rights, put that aside. A person has responsibility to the community they are part of. Story 43. A man takes care of his responsibilities and does not let outside forces dictate his path. He stays focused on his goals and strives to improve himself. He also cares for those he loves. Stand firm, stand tall, be confident, and be strong in your values and convictions. Women will naturally come when you focus on being a good, strong, and confident man. Never make that your objective. Story 44. I think it's great you're asking this so young. I'm in my early 30s and I'm only really paying attention to it now. What I've learned is that it comes down to being centered, purpose-driven, and intentional. Being a man means doing things that make you uncomfortable, being a leader, and taking responsibility for yourself seriously in the sense that nobody is coming to save you. Write down what you think makes a man and try to align yourself with it. It can help to ask yourself, how would a good man react to this or act in this situation? And then do it. Story 45. What makes a man? What makes a man? This might be the saddest comment I've ever read, but you can bet before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you. Remember, be tranquil as a forest, but on fire within. Most importantly, once you find your center, you are sure to win. You're a spineless, pale, pathetic male, and you haven't got a clue. Somehow I'll make a man out of you. You must be swift as a coursing river, with all the force of a great typhoon, with all the strength of a raging fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon. Story 46. Aim to remove distortion from every aspect of your life. Realize and understand that everything is connected at every level, everywhere. Focus your attention inward. I do not mean be selfish. I mean look within. Sit completely still somewhere every day. Close your eyes, slow your breath, and focus with your mind and your ears inward, and listen. Slowly, day by day, tune yourself with focus like an instrument. Also observe yourself as you do this. Scan your body and ask yourself how you are feeling. That is how you increase your perception, your awareness, and mindfulness, and become a good person. In the meantime, pick something greater than yourself and pursue it, and also try to express yourself creatively. Story 47. Check out a man named Jocko Willink. I was the same as you until I stumbled upon him, his team, his podcast, and his books. He is an intellectual. My life has become infinitely better since I discovered him. I hope you take my advice and check out his podcast. It is the single best thing I have ever done for myself. If you do not like it, turn it off. Good luck, sir. Story 48. In contrast to my previous, more satirical reply, here is a more serious answer. There is no definition of a man, nor is there a definition of a woman. There are certainly biological definitions, cultural general definitions, and more fluid definitions within smaller groups, but in reality, there is no single definition. So, do not try to be a man, just be a good man. In the same way, someone can be a good woman. Be respectful and courteous to others and always try to be a better you. Have hobbies. Have masculine hobbies. Have feminine hobbies, and pursue them with equal vigor. They all make you a better you. If you find yourself in the company of people who make fun of you in a demeaning way for these hobbies, either have a good reason why you can handle it, such as they are just coworkers and you are not yet in a position to change jobs or leave, such as a romantic partner. You do not deserve negative treatment from anyone who believes there is a single definition of a man. Just be yourself. Do things that make you happy. Do things that make you successful. And always try to be a better version of yourself. Story 49. Just be a good person. Be there for people when they need you, even if they are not there for you when you need them. I also did not have many male role models growing up. I know this is going to sound completely silly, but the show Boy Meets World taught me a lot about what it means to be a good person. There are great male role models in that show. Story 50. Personally, manliness is meaningless to me. What I would ask you is what kind of life you want to lead for yourself and your loved ones, and why. From there, begin working backwards to determine the kinds of habits you should cultivate to become the kind of person who would get there. Story 51. Watch Conan the Barbarian, a 1980s film about manhood, stoicism, and overcoming life's hardships. There is no life problem that this movie will not teach you to solve and conquer. It will teach you what is best in life. Story 52. Just an idea. Do you own a house or rent? If so, take on a project, a small or easy one. Something tangible. Why? For me, it helped me learn patience, teamwork on larger projects, the satisfaction of building something and seeing it come to fruition, the satisfaction of challenging myself and overcoming self-doubt. No pain, no gain. Later, I took on bigger projects. There were days I could barely move, but it was satisfying to push through. It taught me how to fail forward, fix mistakes, and find new solutions. It taught me how to teach myself the right way to do things and tackle problems. It taught me to get my hands dirty. Also, people appreciate those who can swing a hammer. None of this makes you a man, and maybe you don't own a house, so this could apply to other things. The lessons learned will definitely help you get to where you want to be. It's all about learning about yourself along the way. Story 53. Being disciplined, patient, and honest. Showing compassion and empathy to all people regardless of who they are. Upholding a strong work ethic and integrity. Abstaining from weaknesses such as giving in to sex and lust. Being able to acknowledge mistakes and speak the truth, not for attention or praise. I think these are the main qualities of what makes a man. If we look at some of the greatest men or even our fathers or grandfathers, whom we see as heroes or foundations, those are the qualities they had. Considering I am not even in my 20s yet, I would say these are the basics of what makes a man. Story 54. Honestly, you may not like my answer, and probably many people here won't either, but most of what you find on this topic is not very helpful. How to be a good man is not easy to simply explain as if I were giving you directions. Beyond the basic principles of decency, being a good man is something you have to discover within yourself. There are many role models who offer advice on how to live a better life. Some are better than others. Generally, you learn what it means to be a man from your father and within yourself as you grow up. I assume your father was not in your life, or at least was not a positive influence. If that is the case, this is something you will need to learn on your own through life experience. Most people will only share the basics and little more. The best advice I can give is to find a hobby and connect with others who share that interest. Learn from them. Take the best qualities you see and try to apply them in your life to see if they work for you. Being a man is not something that can be taught perfectly because no man is perfect. Learning how to be a good man often comes from a history of mistakes and passing on lessons learned to the next generation. Each generation learns from the previous one. No single person has all the answers about how to be a good man. We do the best we can during our lifetime and share what we learn with those who come after us. At this point, your best option is to draw inspiration from others and figure out what works for you. Story 55, whatever they want to be. A good man, though, well, we enter into morals and ethics, so to each his own. But generally, the qualities that are most liked in our society. I love a man who helps and knows how to help. It is just amazing. Story 56. A good man is a man with morals and someone who is a man of their word. That is extremely important. A good man gives and helps without expectation. Story 57. Join a group that works with children and youth who have problems at home. In Colorado, there are many halfway houses for children in trouble who do not have one or both parents. Usually, the police department seeks male adults willing to help youth. Not all children are hardened criminals. Many are simply misguided. Schools look for mentors for family assistance programs. Story 58. It is not a journey. It is a rather subjective view of life itself. How to be a man. In my book, if you are not willing to die for something, then you are doing it wrong. But that is not exactly a hard standard to meet in the first place. You do not need to make yourself a man to succeed in life. Just be yourself. Story 59. He learns about God. He is aware he is a sinner but tries his best. Take care of your hygiene. Wear your pants at your waist. Be a man of your word. Read many different topics. Be able to have conversations on various subjects. Speak with confidence and clarity. Think with your brain, not your emotions. Be ambitious and hardworking. Do not be a charlatan. Learn how to cook, clean, and do laundry. Learn how to change a flat tire. Save your money and invest wisely in real estate. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.